All right, I'm gonna roll with this. I actually have my list, a paper version that I printed out. I have notes in the bottom that are things I added. I'm gonna review it really quick. Ooh, Feng Shui is on here. That's really cool. That's gonna be discussed. I don't know if that's gonna be today's video. I might touch upon it because I just Feng Shui'd my place, like in a huge way. And I'm really excited. So just with this aside, first of all, Trickster Rose, thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new, thank you. If you have been here before, my channel is about spirituality, self-development, next leveling, but I like to say up leveling because I do believe in quantum shifting and quantum leaping. With all that said, I want to just give an intro, in my video so that you know like what I'm doing, who I am, what I'm doing, what I'm about. And my name is actually Erica. I just wanted to touch upon that real quick today. Trickster Rose is a alias for myself as well as my channel. It was an inspired name when I was playing around with the identity thing based on some like other YouTube videos I watched about identity. I thought it would be really fun to add a different sort of energy to my channel. I do love my name. My name is Erica once again. I do love my name, but again, I wanted to add like a different energy to what I'm trying to do here. And maybe there's like an element of that of like hiding from people that know me, because I do have a whole video on keeping things a secret while you're getting them started. And this is a project that I started officially in, I hope I feel like I'm talking really loud, and I already have a loud voice, so I'm not screaming into the mic right now. But I started this project officially in November of 2024. And I have a lot of videos that I recorded, but only a handful that you could see that are published. It does tend to take me a long time to edit because I do these videos outside typically. I typically do them outside, sometimes in the car, sometimes at home. I typically do them outside as a comfort zone hack. It's a way to get and stay out of my comfort zone, and then I could share that with you as well. I am back in front of my normal tree. There is a lot of people out today. This really works out well for me so that I don't have like interruption. And I do want to get out of my comfort zone. Like I was in front of those two trees in a previous video, and that was awesome. And I love the way that looks, and that's also that it got me out of my comfort zone in another area, which is, this could become a comfort zone. I do like my little island though, because then you can't really see people. Like you could see people walking by like on the trail, but you really can't see them. So I feel like that really works out, because I had to B-roll a lot of people out of I B-rolled a lot of people out of the last video, out of that video where I'm standing in front of the two trees. I have a lot of gorgeous footage that is very enjoyable to look at. But it took a lot longer because I felt like, even though they were still kind of far away, they were on the trail, I still felt like I should cover them with B-roll, just to not take the chance of having somebody that does not want to be in my video and be on YouTube. So I want to be respectful of everybody's privacy, and so to do that, I B-rolled them out. So I will B-roll them out. I feel like I am really blending in with the trees with this shirt right now, at least in terms of like what I'm seeing. I just feel like, but it's gorgeous out. It's absolutely stunning. So there's a lot of people here. It's very quiet. Like I don't see a lot of people. There's a huge crowd of people at the main pavilion. So there's a lot of people. Like in the parking lot, I saw a lot of cars. Like I didn't think I was going to get a parking place, but a car was pulling out just as I was coming in, and that's law of attraction. It's the universe is supporting me and wants me to make this video today. So here I am, and once again, I just have to say it's insanely gorgeous. So anyway, with all that said, I brought my list. I actually have my list in my little bag. This list lives in there, and I might have even added to it since then, but so I just saw Feng Shui. Maybe that's like a picking out of a hat kind of thing. Maybe since I saw those words first, maybe I am supposed to talk about that. So how about I just like touch upon that? I'm not a Feng Shui expert by any means. I think you can get really in depth with Feng Shui principles. There's more in-depth things, like there's the Bagwas, like the wealth center, the career center, the family center, creativity center. Like there's different centers, and you can really get really specific and technical with it. For me, I like to handle Feng Shui in a very, a much easier, more simple way. Like I take Feng Shui concepts and I apply them to my living area. So I just recently got rid of a whole lot of broken kind of like items I had laying around that were, I was still using them, but they might have been broken or just like there was something off about them. So there's furniture that I just got rid of, not like big pieces of furniture like couches, just like a chair and like a hassock, and I got rid of my makeup bag and replaced that because it was like all gummed up with things, just like stuff like that. I made it a point recently to get rid of all of the messy, sort of broken, sort of off. I mean, not everything. I still have things I want to Feng Shui out of my place, but I have to say there's a different energy in my place right now. Like it's really weird in a cool way. Like items will absorb energy, and at least from my perspective, and this is like what I believe. But so how I use Feng Shui, I just take some principles, like things with mirrors are very, I don't know if I want to use the word careful. I'm very specific and intentional about the way that I use mirrors. I don't have a lot of mirrors in my place, and how many of them I actually have, what they're facing, because I do believe, and according to Feng Shui principles, that mirrors will amplify anything that they are reflecting. So if you don't want to amplify garbage, don't have a mirror like facing a garbage can. You want mirrors if this is speaking to you, if you're resonating with this information, have mirrors reflect things that you want to amplify, like some things that are awesome, like flowers, like things that you want to. There's another YouTuber, her name is Andrea Schulman. Her law of attraction information is absolutely amazing, and she said that she I don't know if it was intentional. She's very into Feng Shui as well, but she just so happened to, I feel like she just so happened to have had a closet that had a mirror in it. I don't know if she intentionally put the mirror in the closet or not. She realized that, I think that's what it was, like her wardrobe had like significantly grown in size. Her wardrobe had significantly grown in size, and then she realized at some point that there was a mirror like in her closet. So I actually intentionally, purposely did that, and I so far have gotten the same results, which is really, really neat. So you can amplify things in your environment with Feng Shui principles, using Feng Shui principles. You can also just switch up the energy and make the energy in my place feels clean and crisp. It feels more clean and more crisp. I feel like I can think more clearly. I feel like, I just feel like there was a lot of old energy that some of the things that I just got rid of had absorbed. And now like the energy just feels different. It feels just so, I don't know how else to put it, like clean and new. So the way that I like to go about like styling my home, I've been saying this for like over 20 years. I like my home to look like a hotel room, like where everything is, there's only a few items that you use. Like there's only a few, like there's pieces of furniture in there that you use, but there's not like stuff laying everywhere. Like when you first walk into a fresh hotel, it's like there might be a wardrobe. Some of them have wardrobes, dressers, and then like a bed, and then like a nightstand. And then there might be like a flower, like a pot with flowers, call it like a centerpiece type thing. But that's the way that I always want my home to look. Just very clean and crisp. Things that, things that I'm not actively using at the moment, I want them like put away in cabinets so that you can't see them when they're not being used. Just a very clean and decluttered, like no clutter environment. So that's always the way that I wanted my home to be, and that's the way that I'm like working on my place right now. Like I've acquired a lot of clutter, and there are things I like to have nearby that I use like next to my desk area. But I actually want to put that stuff in a cabinet and get that like out of sight, right? It's still close to me and it's still accessible, but it's not like right in front of my face where I could see all of it. Because I really do believe that the things that we're surrounded by and the amount of things affects your level of focus. And focus is a big thing on this channel, and I talked about it many times, and I've talked about it extensively. That's something that goes into your focus. If you have a hard time focusing, it's a good thing to take notes on what is in your environment that could be hijacking your focus, other than things that I've talked about on this channel that intentionally have hijacked our focus. What are things that that you have in your environment, or that you could change, that are interfering with your focus? If you're, a writer, a painter, a musician, or an accountant, like whatever you're trying to do, and you're trying to focus on something with intention, it can be very difficult to focus on anything fully with your full undivided attention when you have a lot of clutter in your area, or clutter in general. So that's just something I didn't have any idea what I was going to talk about today, and I did finally remember that I wanted to look at my list, and the very first thing that was on there was Feng Shui, and I did just Feng Shui a whole lot of things out of my home. And I cannot emphasize, I'm repeating myself extensively here, but I cannot emphasize how much the energy just feels different. It feels lighter. It almost feels like I'm in a hotel room where there's just less things laying around, and the things that are there are very they're very cleaned up and organized. They're very organized, and I can find things much better. And it's created a lot of efficiency in my life. That's something that that's another reason why I did it as well, is because with all the things that I do, it's very important for me to be very efficient and not waste time on silly things like looking for socks in the morning. It's very important for me to be able to do things like that in a very small amount of time, not invest time into looking for things that I need. So organization is very important. It's a very big deal. And just being able to do the things that I need to do, everyday things like that, finding clothing items, finding socks in the morning. It's very important for me to have things in very specific spots so that I can very easily and quickly grab and get them and go about my morning doing the other things that I'd rather put more focus into. So hopefully that's helpful to somebody or anybody watching this. But Feng Shui is just really fun. I think I just have a lot of fun with it, other than the creating efficiency and flow. That's really what we want. We want to create more flow so that the energy doesn't stagnate. That's a concept that's probably the whole idea behind Feng Shui. It's it means Feng Shui means it's about the flow, opening up the flow, and things will absolutely stagnate, especially if you have things in certain spots of your home that have been sitting there for very long periods of time, and especially also if things have not been used for long periods of time. They're just kind of sitting around, and you're kind of holding on to them, but you're not using them. Even if you're going to do that, I would suggest just moving it to a different spot. I think a fun activity in Feng Shui is the moving, it's moving 27 items. That's a lot of fun. I was doing that. It's you move 27 items for 9 days, and you could either move something to a different location, you could throw something away, or donate something. And I'm sure maybe there's some other option as well, but those are the three things that all count toward moving the 27 items. So I did all three of those things. Some things I donated, some things I just threw in the garbage, and some things I just moved to a different spot. And I have this feeling, and I'm sure it says, you could look it up, but I have this feeling that the further away I move something, or the larger the item and the more space it takes up, the more impactful those are, the distance or the size of the object, I think the more impact the energy has. So when I have done these things, it's attracted money. It's attracted just random money that has come to me, because it's creating an opening of that. It's opening the flow of that energy. So if you are not familiar with it, or if you just heard it and you thought it was a funny little term, If you're interested and you're intrigued by it, I would highly recommend looking into it because it is really fun for me. I have a lot of fun with it. And even like when I'm just really, I'm overwhelmed and I feel scattered and I have a lot of things surrounding me and I feel overwhelmed by them. Even like I've been overwhelmed by my objects, like in my area, in my home. It's a fun concept to apply, even if you're just like, especially when you're just kind of tired and overwhelmed by things and you don't feel like you have a lot of time and energy. It's like a fun like there's fun feng shui activities like the move 27 items or move anything, move any amount of items, would still definitely have an impact. So that's not something I plan on talking about today in today's video, but like I said, I did look at my list and that was the very first thing that stood out to me was the feng shui. And I recently did a bunch of feng shui and I recently got some really awesome results and I've attracted some really cool things to me. And I also just, again, I can't emphasize enough how amazing the energy in my place now feels. It feels more organized. It feels more clean. It's like clear of clutter. There's still some clutter in some areas. I actually have a cabinet that I ordered that's on its way. And I'm on the fence about, I have this sewing table that I bought like years ago, and I'm sure it's collected all kinds of energy from time periods that probably don't serve me. It probably does not serve me to have that piece of furniture. It's just, I have a little bit of an attachment to that piece of furniture. But I'll either move it or get rid of it. So I don't have to make a decision like right away. I ordered the cabinet because there's still some things that I would like to have sort of close by that I don't need to see. They're on shelves. Like I have notebooks and things like that they look a little cluttered, so I don't have to see those items 24/7. I don't have to see those items being next to me. I'd like to have them nearby, but I'd like to have them in a cabinet where when I want to use them or look at them or anything like that, I could simply just open the cabinet and go get them. But they don't have to be next to me like at all times because I'm not using them at all times by any means. So that's something I'm still going to be doing. And I did create this like little abundance program for myself. I don't know if I want to talk about it now because I created it in February. It was like around February 1st. It might have been January 31st or February 1st, but it's this whole questionnaire, and I only used it on myself. I didn't share it with anybody, but I might share it on this channel, delete some stuff. So I'm going to have to make this really short. I'm going to do the ending right now really quick just in case it shuts off. Again, it's Crystal Rose. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing. If you have subscribed, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. If you have not, feel free to comment down below on anything that I discussed in today's video. Feel free to comment down below on anything that I discussed in a past video. Feel free to comment down below on anything you'd like me to discuss in a future video. Feel free to comment down below on anything. And as always, I will definitely see you soon.